Some more seriously ill people are being turned away from hospitals in India as the country's coronavirus crisis deepens. This morning, India reported over 352,000 new infections and more than 2,800 deaths. Hospitals are running out of critical care beds and oxygen has become a rare commodity. Countries including the United States and the United Kingdom are now sending aid to the country of more than 1.3 billion people. Let's get the latest on the situation in India and speak to Dr. Swati Maheshwari, who's joining us by Skype from Gungaram. Doctor, very good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for your time today. So some aid beginning to trickle in as per the announcements by the United States and the UK, but it's still very much a drop in the ocean, isn't it?
Absolutely. So you know that we have already surpassed US in terms of the daily infection load that we are getting. And as we have seen in other countries, similarly in India, the healthcare system is buckling under the pressure because the overload is overwhelming for that matter. And especially because we have a high population demography, you can very well understand that the healthcare system right now is completely overburdened. The government has got into action very swiftly, and we are trying to channelize all the resources that we have so that we can replenish the oxygen shortage that is surfacing up in most of the hospitals here in India. And also we are very thankful to our allies and different countries who have come to India's rescue at this time of need. As you remember, India has always been very magnanimous in, giving out vaccines, be it drugs, and being at the helping hand for most of the other countries also during this pandemic. And we have been praised by WHO as well a number of times and by the other countries as well. And it's happy and very heartening to see these countries reciprocating back by their own ways so that we can tide over this situation. But yes, definitely, right now India is in a very critical situation. There's a little silver line to the whole situation as well, because we have close to 82% recoveries which are happening here, and the active case load is close to 16% right now in India. But with high positivity and with different strains floating around which have high transmission rate and which are lethal as well, because our death rate has gone up. And one of the reasons is because the strain is deadly as well. So we are right now in very critical situation, and we are trying to fight back as better as we can and as much as we can. And for that matter, the Indian community is very resilient, and all of us have geared up together, and the communities are getting together to fight as much as we can, because it's not just the government which can do the needful, it's also the communities which need to rise up right now and help and support each other in this time of crisis.
And you mentioned the issue of the vaccine raw materials which are going to come from the United States that allow for more vaccines to be produced in India, the AstraZeneca jab in particular. But it highlights the earlier issue that India, along with South Africa, had raised about lifting the IP restrictions so that this could happen before other countries as well experience the sort of calamity that we're seeing in India at the moment, isn't it?
Absolutely. I totally agree with you. In any case, see, the virus has infected the whole world. And until we eliminate the virus from each and every country, we are not going to fight the whole situation, because it will keep coming back. It will keep hitting us again and again. So we have to provide vaccines to all the countries for that matter. And all the population needs to get vaccinated, at least to a critical value, so that we are able to curtail the virus and we can cut down on the new strains that are emerging all the time and creating havoc, because that's what we have seen. Second wave is all about strains, and we are even worried about the third wave, because the way the people are not getting vaccines and some of the communities have not got vaccines at all, the chances of strains perpetrating even more are higher. So we all are looking at US so that it releases these raw materials, and the other countries can get the vaccines as well, because at one point of time you need to open up boundaries, and it would not happen until and unless the countries are vaccinated, because again the same virus would start circulating around into different countries. Like you've seen recently, the Indian strain has now kind of been detected in UK as well, and the UK strain is here quite rampant right now in India. So that cross-border, and this is happening. So we need to stop this, and that can happen with more and more of vaccination. And India is already looking at a very large vaccination drive, and that can only happen if we have sufficient vaccines in hand.
Dr. Maheshwari, you're quite right in saying that there are these new variants now that are driving infections in India. Over 352,000, in fact, infections reported in the early hours coming into Monday, which is today. But the other issue initially was to do with the Kumela ceremonies, as well as political rallies that were taking place where people are believed to have been, in fact, infected in very large numbers. You've got today the 7th phase of elections in West Bengal. Should that be taking place, given the gravity of the situation?
See, the Election Commission has taken note of the situation, and everybody here in India understands that we are going through tough times and we cannot go about our business as we were going usually when the wave was not there and we were not seeing large numbers. But yes, now the situations are very different. We are in an emergency mode, as to say, in case of at least a medical emergency. And so most of the top institutions and the government agencies are taking a clue of this, and they are looking after this and how much best they can manage about these situations, because some of the systems were already under roll. So now we need to see how we can, backroll all of them, or how can we do it better so that we don't kind of spread more infection amongst the people, and we can safeguard the lives of the people as much as we can, along with the other functions that are required for a country can go along at a similar pace. So the governments are looking into it. The higher courts are also looking into the entire situation, so that yes, definitely we have a medical emergency in hand, and we need to get people's need. We need to provide oxygen. We need to provide the key supplies, and at the other hand, whatever activities are going on in the country and which are vital for the country as well need to be handled as well, and how best we can do with the COVID appropriate behavior and the other restrictions that we are putting around, so that we can have both things happening around.
But are those restrictions working? I know a number of cities and states have now imposed curfews. Are they effective?
Yes, to some extent, these curfews, they are, and to some places they are symbolic as well, people, because it is to actually drive into the people that we are going through tough times and they need to restrict their movement so that we can kind of contain, break the chain for that matter and contain the infection. But at the other point of time, we need to look at this also, that people have livelihoods and people need to go out and earn their livelihood as well. So we are trying to strike a balance between the two so that we don't go for a complete lockdown, but some way or the other, we find a middle path where people can still go and find their livelihoods and earn for them. But at the same time, we could break the chain as well. So we are trying to find that middle path right now. And that's why we are doing a different kind of permutations and mutations this time, where we are trying a different kind of a lockdown, where we've allowed certain essential activities to continue, whereas most of the major activities have been curtailed. The crowd gathering has been curtailed as much as we can so that we can break the chain and not spread the infection even more.